All right, we're live.
Cool.
Hey now.
Sport.
Hey, how's it going, everyone? Good morning.
Hey.
Hey.
Welcome to the first episode of our live podcast, which will still go on in our feed as normal, and we'll still do highlights throughout the week in our YouTube channel.
Get to see
But-
mistakes and all.
Yeah, you'll see behind the curtains. You'll see that. I know the show looks perfect when I put it up. But
And you
it's,
get to see amazing reaction videos.
Definitely not. Yeah, for sure.
I can't do this. There we go. Those
Hey.
two guys.
Yeah. But so, how you guys been? How's the week going? Okay.
I agree with Kyle.
Well, I have something. I brought something for show and tell. Let me back up a second. Now,
Nice.
no. Well, not the shirt. So
I thought
bought
the shirt.
I bought something this week.
Oh my God.
I
Wow.
Jim Lee's X-Men Artist Edition.
Fancy.
So I pre-ordered this
Nice.
a while back, and I guess it finally released.
Is volume 1 just all of the variant covers?
I wish.
Nice.
So for anyone that doesn't know what an Artist Edition is, these are
That is
books
very
that collect all the. IDW puts together these books, and they're the size of the original comic art, so they kind of curate a collection of I mean, this is the closest I'm gonna get to having original Jim Lee X-Men art, I think. Because I'm
You
not.
don't think you'll ever own a page?
Not of his X-Men stuff. I think his X-Men stuff is so expensive. I mean, I don't know. I think overall Jim Lee's art is really expensive to collect.
I could see that. Yeah.
With the amount of Batman he's doing, do you think his Batman will become affordable because there'll be so much content?
I hate to say this, but I think that's only gonna appreciate, especially, eventually in the long run when he unfortunately passes in the future. Like, I think it's just gonna go higher and higher. I think Batman stuff, X-Men stuff, like there's a lot of properties that, I know he does like sketches and stuff for charity, and those raise so much money, and that's not even original art. That's just a sketch that he's doing. So
I think when you do conventions too, he has like VIP packages where you can get art from him directly that way as well.
So I have done one of those packages. I didn't get any art. It was only a meet and greet.
Mhm.
So you meet him, you greet him, you take a picture with him. He
Like it's
signs
that
a few-
fast.
He signs a few of your books. Yeah, I mean they do like only 300 pack. Like they'll do like 300 people or something. So they gotta, they try to make sure that it goes by quickly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean it's cool. Like he's a really cool dude. Like I don't know that he. Obviously, I think his handlers in the conventions, and they're the ones really putting on the package, because when he did a panel, I caught him on the way out, and I just handed him my copy of Batman 619, which is the beginning of Hush, real quick, and I asked him, "Could you sign this for me?" Like just on as he was walking out, and he stopped by real quick, signed it, told me thank you for reading it, and and then I passed away. I passed for a few seconds. No, but yeah, he was really cool about it. Like, I don't think obviously this stuff makes him money, but I don't think just signing 1 or 2 books is not something that he won't do if you bump into him. So, moral of the story: always carry your 5 copies of X-Men #1 with you and a marker, because you never know.
I thought we all knew to do that at all times.
So there's a few books you should always carry. That's your X-Men #1. Your variants of Spider-Man #1 by Todd McFarlane.
God. No, 300.
What?
Both.
If you have 300,
Both.
good for you.
I had 300 when it came out, and then at some point I sold it.
There we go.
The Spider-Man
Yeah.
the Spider-Man #1 that everyone has multiple variants of because they made so many.
Yeah, the Todd
Like, they made a
McFarlane.
silver one, a gold one.
Oh,
Got
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Got
So-
it.
Yeah, I have all those.
I-
I have one of those is signed by Todd McFarlane. So
I just had the standard red one, but
So
no.
big.
See, I don't. Yes, very much so. I don't go to cons, but I have also a suggestion for what to do at cons, and that is carry your copy of X-Men 1 with you, where you forge Jim Lee's autograph on it. So when you come across them, you save time just going, does this look accurate? Right? And then after his handlers punch you in the stomach and take the comic, you could be like, oh, it must have been pretty accurate.
Yeah, like you did it.
I'm gonna get Jim Lee to sign Alpha Flight stuff he did. No one knows he just did like a couple of issues way back in the day for Marvel.
Hey, we have that new book, Gamma Flight, coming soon.
Oh, yeah, that does look
Oh
good.
yeah,
Well,
that's
it's
right.
like
yeah.
well, it's like if you really want to go get like I know they had Liefeld was at Zeus recently, but if you go back and before he started doing a lot of the X-Men stuff, he did a series of Hawk and Dove.
Yeah.
Mhm, yeah.
That's right. That's right. That was really early, right?
Yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
don't know.
Like right after Crisis.
All right. Well, let's go into our previously on next issue. Look at that banner. I'm so proud of these, even though they're the simplest thing to make.
Hey, man, toot your own horn.
I'm definitely
Yeah,
very
do
excited
it.
to be doing this live. I know the people have been asking for it. Like every time I'm walking down the street, I get stopped. Like, Daniel, when are you guys gonna go live on YouTube? Like, I need something
Yeah.
to do. I need something to do Sunday mornings from 10 to noon or whatever. So here you are. This is for Alaska. Shout out.
Thank you, Alaska.
That dude got us here. Like, whoever they are, they got us to this point. But
We celebrate
into it.
Alaska.
Well, I hate to say this. Wait, let's be gender specific. Are we sure it's a dude?
no, that's what. Well, anybody
Right.
could be a dude.
Yeah.
So let's. I'll go ahead and kick us off. So this week I've read and watched a bunch of things, but I'll save some of that for the recommendations. I actually read Silver Surfer Black by Donny Cates and Tradd Moore. I don't know why I hadn't read this. I've been reading all of Cates' stuff from Marvel like forever. This one just I believe it was because Tradd Moore's art is a little off-putting sometimes to me. Like Silver Surfer has 10 to 16 abs.
Yeah, it's just a style.
Yeah, no, and I think I just kind of had to be in the
Body
right mood for it.
dysmorphia.
But we did this for Boomerang, the comic shop in Louisville for the book club. So I went ahead and read it, and it really fills in a big gap that I was missing. Of I knew Silver Surfer was Silver Surfer was doing something, and then he comes back in Thor as completely different. So that time gap I was missing. So it was nice to get that filled in. Also, I read Truth, Red, White, and Black by
That was
Robert
interesting.
Morales
That was
and
interesting.
Kyle J. Baker, which is this book that's right here. If you're
Nice.
watching,
I
slight,
need to get that.
minimal spoilers for Falcon and Winter Soldier. If you're watching the show, then you know why I read this book.
Yeah.
This book is about the story of the
Isaiah
original Captain America. Yeah, Isaiah Bradley,
I played Bradley. My bad.
who is one of the few survivors of the army was doing experiments on 300 black men, testing the soldier serum, and only about 7 of them survive. Isaiah Bradley eventually is the only one that survives, and he doesn't get nobody gives him the mantle of Captain America. He takes the mantle of Captain America for his last mission,
Nice.
which is amazing. But then he's imprisoned after that because he stole the suit, Captain America's suit. So the story is all about his origin and what he goes through. But it's a really at the end.
I mean, he did exactly what Steve did, and he
Yeah,
went to jail
exactly.
for 30 years and wasn't celebrated.
Right. Yeah. Which by the end of the story, Steve Rogers learns about him and tries to find them. So I recommend it a lot, not only because it's relevant to the TV show, but just because it's relevant overall. Like the testing of stuff on people of color is a thing that actually happened in real life with I believe it's called the
Yeah.
Tuskegee experiment.
Yeah.
Where they would
Tuskegee
give-
experiment. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really messed up. Look it up, and it's a good opportunity to learn about more of how fun American history really is. Fun in big quotes. But it's stuff that doesn't get brought around a lot. And then yesterday, I was watching. There was a convention this weekend that was online. I forget what it's called, but they had a milestone panel again.
Oh,
Cool.
So I read Milestone Returns Infinite Edition, which is a book that it's like a little preview book for all the Milestone books coming out soon.
Oh, cool.
It is free to read in DC Infinite if you have that service, which I do, but it's also like on Comixology for a few bucks. It has a preview for Static Shock, Hardware, and then Icon and Rocket, which are going to be the three titles that are going to launch in, I believe, April or May. They'll be going digital first, but then they'll transition over to print after that. Yeah, they're really cool. Like I think my favorite part was that they changed. The Big Bang that kind of created a lot of the, gave Static his powers and all that.
Mm-hmm.
They're changing. They've revamped the story, or I guess updated it. Whereas that happens during a Black Lives Matter protest, because the police used a new agent on the protesters. Like they use whatever that tear gas or whatever, but it's something that it's untested, so they use that. So the people that get their powers in the Milestone universe are some of them, like Static, and I think his rival, I forget the name of the guy with the fire hair.
Firestorm? I know.
Yeah, like they get their powers because of the actions of the police at that rally.
All right, so is this supposed to be set in like another one of the multiverse Earths, or is this going to be set in the normal DC Earth?
I don't know. I think it's just kind of an updated look in the.
Okay.
I'll for sure the Milestone universe. I don't know how connected that is to the DC universe, because I don't think I saw any characters from the DC universe.
Well, only because we've had Static at least kind of be a prominent character within the normal DC universe now. So I'm just wondering.
Yeah, especially during the New 52, that were like he had his own book there. So these stories themselves are connected in the same universe for sure.
Okay.
But I don't know how that relates to. But I really like the update, and that was something that the creators touched on during the panel yesterday. Oh, it's WonderCon 2021.
Wow. Okay.
Which would be happening right now, but yeah. So that was very cool. I recommend that. Like I said, if you have DC Infinite, go read it. It's free to read there. But that was it. So let's go to Josh. Josh, what have you been up to?
I caught up on some comics. I caught up on Spider-Woman, which is, I think it was issue 11, so it's clearly wrapping up its first year run. So
I tried. That was just a weird story.
All right. So I still like it. I think the problem is the whole King in Black or whatever that tie-in thing was.
Mm-hmm.
Right smack in the middle. And it kind of threw things for a loop a bit. The resolution was fine. I liked it. It just felt a little rushed in this issue. So I'm kind of curious to see what happens next issue as they hopefully, I'm assuming it'll be like an epilogue sort of issue or be setting up maybe the next story. But it just all felt kind of a little rushed in it. It's not bad. It's still good.
No. It's weird. That's the best way I could put it. Like her mom and all these clones and stuff. It's I don't know. I was trying to follow for a couple issues and it just kind of lost me. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, I think the thing I like about it is and
I love the art.
The art is great. The art is great. Pacheco's approach is I think really interesting, which is fundamentally it's a story about family and friends and those you keep around you, but told through the lens of like genetics and the high evolutionary. I mean, it's like let's take a very localized story and then let's apply it to really big concepts, and I find that fascinating. So. But I agree with you, Kyle. It hit a lot of bumps right in the middle. So
I wanted to like because I like that character, but just
my favorite Spider-Man or Spider-Woman is Bendis's when she was with Sword and she was kind of all messed up. I love that storyline.
So I read that, and then I realized I had not read any of the Rorschach I'm subscribed to. So I blew
Same.
through all 6 issues, and holy crap, that is an amazing series. I have you guys discussed it already here?
No.
No.
I'm
All right.
sure it'll be its own show.
Yeah, we'll have to save it because there's some. I mean, just apart from the more Tom King I read, I used to worry that because he does everything in 12-issue blocks, he had kind of like a narrative skeleton that he always used, and it's very clear he does not. Yeah, I don't know if he's just his brain is hardwired to sketch things out in 12-issue arcs, but every book I've read by him has been structured very differently, tonally very differently. The artist is incredible. I don't think I've ever read anything by him before, but I dig his early David Mazzucchelli style. It's beautiful, just so beautiful. And it fits so well with this. There are some interesting things that are happening. I've noticed in every issue, there is at least one page that adopts the traditional Watchmen 9-panel structure. And I had to avoid going down a rabbit hole to try and, in Charlie from It's Always Sunny, plot out what that means when it's very clearly picked for that moment in the story. So as I keep reading, I'll have to do that. But yeah, I am so infatuated with it. And the thing I like about it as well is I don't think this is a spoiler, but it clearly plays off of the HBO series. Right. So in a lot of ways, it is a continuation of the original comic, but the way that it doubles down on comics being a key facet to Rorschach in this story. I mean, the main character is Steve Ditko. He's Steve Ditko. I mean, oh yeah. I mean, if you look, he's a loner. He gave up on his most favorite character. He looks like Peter Parker, the way Steve Ditko draws him when he's young.
Oh, wow.
I mean, he's Steve Ditko in this. And even the philosophy of him is Steve Ditko. And so when you start applying Steve Ditko's kind of Ayn Randian philosophy with Rorschach as a character,
does he go into objectivism in this book? Is that?
It's implied. It's implied. Because there's a character who is a fictional version of the Question.
Yeah.
And just at its heart, the Question is objectivist,
Yeah.
So, it's fascinating. It's totally fascinating. And I'm sorry if I spoiled that for anyone. I just assumed everyone's like way ahead of me in terms of
No, I haven't read any of it, but I did not know that angle. So it makes me want to speak through them. But then when I get to that point, I want the last 6. I want them now. So I'm kind of sitting on it, hoping to read them all when they all come in.
So I also fell behind because the story was...
No.
The first few episodes the first few issues were kind of a slow burn because they're setting up a lot, right? They're planting all these seeds. So I was like, I think this is going to read better if I just wait. And I think now I can read the first 6 as an arc.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm kind of glad that I waited on it because I think if I had read them as they came out, I would have felt the same way. And I sat down for 2 hours last night and just blew through them. So
yeah, it just takes a long time to kind of unwrap a Tom King story. So when you just get one issue, it's very dense.
And so here's a question for you guys. Since he's so good at structuring things that way, is there any benefit to them releasing his stories in monthly issues other than just getting the double dipping earnings? Yeah, because I mean, variants. Isn't Jock doing the variants for?
He's done some. I picked up Sienkiewicz. Sienkiewicz worked on one, which is
I got to get that one.
There's too many goddamn variants that I picked up. But here I have another question. This question.
Yep.
But no, I'm just kidding. That was a bad joke. But I'm trying to play for the visual audience. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to read this now. I think I also only have bandwidth for so many Tom King books in my head at once, and I'm already reading Batman. I'm already reading Batman, Catwoman, and I'm already reading Strange Adventures. So I need one of those to end before I jump into this.
I had the exact same thought, Daniel, and I was okay with it because I've been keeping up with Strange Adventures.
Yeah.
And also it's further along. So I kind of felt like, all right, I'm just going to go into this and just kind of ride that wave. So, but yeah, it's fantastic. It's really, really good. And one last thing I'll say about it is it does that thing that the original Watchmen does in the beginning that I feel like a lot of other interpretations of it, even the HBO series, which is really good, doesn't do. And that is, at its heart, it is a mystery story. It is about someone investigating a mystery. And I love that aspect to it. So, but yeah, so I read that, finished WandaVision. The family sat down, I think, last week, and we just kind of went through the last 3 episodes. So I still have to go back and hear your guys' take on it. So, but
overall, though, like, good.
Oh, fantastic! I mean, we got done, and we were just like, "That was amazing." It was, really, really good.
Awesome. So. Yeah. So we did do a full episode on that. You can go back in the feed to take a look at that. Awesome, Josh.
Yeah.
Kyle, what you been up to?
Let me see. What did I write down again? Let's see. I read Nightwing, the most recent Nightwing. I guess it's all the news starting the books of the Infinite Frontier stuff. So I read Nightwing, which turned out to be really good because you find out that Alfred basically left Nightwing his inheritance. So basically, like, he'd always considered Nightwing his son, and so apparently he'd always been getting paid. So now Nightwing, like he's back in Bloodhaven. It's almost, even though we're in a new multiverse, it's almost like the previous. Like the original when he first came to Bloodhaven, he's talking about how he owns the full block and the building he lives in. I don't have to raise rent. And then Bab shows up. She was in the executor, gives him a letter, and basically he's a billionaire now. So basically he's got money because there was a small early story where he's talking about how Batman never wanted him to fight, but Alfred was very proud of him for sticking up for another kid that he was going to school with. So, and then they have the new Teen Titans Academy, or New Titans Academy, which is interesting because you've got almost the original team minus Wally as the headmasters, and it's Mr. Nightwing, Mrs. Starfire, Mrs. Donna Troy, and just have a whole bunch of new kids who are there to be like trained to become. It's like school. It's basically the X-Men. It's Teen Titans doing X-Men, and then they've got the second, like, the upperclassmen, who is the new Wally West, and then Red Arrow and stuff like that. Yeah, right here. And this is starting to actually turn out like might be pretty good. And then the last issue I read was Justice League, and it starts with basically Black Adam playing a hero in the country he rules, and then Superman showing up, and then them having to fight this weird interdimensional creature, and then they go back to the Hall of Justice, and then it's them talking about how, like, it's Green Arrow and Black Canary show up, and it's Green Arrow saying, "I wish we need to be doing more," and so you realize there's going to be a shift in the team of how they're going to be handling the DC universe, and then. The last one, which was the most recent issue of Guardians of the Galaxy. So basically, we know that, like, the next issue is going to be a new formation of the galaxy, and basically it's.
Oh yeah, they were doing that, the countdown to liftoff, I think.
Something like that. And basically what it is, if I'm not mistaken, it's like, the Super Skrull shows up with, like, apparently, like, there's the Galaxy Council, sort of like, I guess there is. It's basically like you have the Skrulls, the Shire. Everybody have like this to overlook everything, and they said, like, the Guardians are basically this group of terrorists and misfits that like are always you're trying to play heroes, but we need something better. And so basically, what happens is you have Nova and the rest of the Guardians, like a full team of almost 14, along with Quasar, the female Captain Marvel, along with Moondrag, and the rest of them, and they're basically taking over the Nova Corp. And so now that basically they're now the galaxy's new, like, police force. And there's a shot of this Nova saying, we've got a problem. Let's all go. And there's Hercules and just all of them running out and to launch the new series of comics we're going to be getting.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I'm behind on that for sure but I think Al Ewing's still doing that, and I really like Al Ewing books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I got to throw one thing out there. No offense to you guys. I know you guys aren't the ones doing it, but Jeez, Snyder Cut fans are dicks right now.
Wait, why? What
Right
they
now?
do?
You know,
Right now?
because of HBO
Right now.
because of HBO not going forward with the Snyder universe, they're basically bombing reviews on all the sites for Godzilla vs Kong.
I saw that.
Oh, come on, guys! It's
How
like
petty.
you got the Snyder cut.
No kidding. It's like just because they're not because they want the rest of the film because we're not getting it. HBO's not going to go any further. We're going to knock on the other film. It's like no, you guys got what you wanted. Let us have what we want. This is the movie I've been looking forward to. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw that. I saw it. That's
It's
that's
so petty.
ridiculous.
it's just so
Unbelievable.
stupid.
Oh, no, bad children.
Sorry, I saw the story and I was just like, "Are you kidding me?"
Yeah, and take it from somebody who's watched this movie 4 times now. You can keep watching it on HBO Max. They won't stop you. Like
No
there's
kidding.
no
They're not going to take it off.
there's no stop on the replay button. I did watch the black and white version.
I was going to ask how that gray
How
take
was it?
was.
Most of it looks super cool. There's a few areas that it's hard to tell what's going on because it is black and white. But it's not like you just it's not like you just turn the color off of your TV. Like you can tell they worked on it to make sure that the stuff looked good in black and white. Anything
Was
that's
it-
a character piece looks super
was it sort of
cool.
like watching Logan black and white?
Yeah,
Okay.
Logan in black and white and Mad Max Fury Road.
I don't think the tone is the same. I think Logan has Logan's tone fits the black and white. I don't know if it works for the Justice League. Haven't watched it, but I will.
I don't know if I go within the 4 hours to find out.
You know, I did enjoy the first round, so I watched it a second time. I may watch it in gray just to check it out to see what it brings, but I feel like the tone in Logan and Fury Road merit the black and white. I just don't. I don't think
Well,
it
I know
changes anything for Justice League.
I know George Miller originally wanted to do his Mad Max Fury Road in black and white.
Yeah.
And the studio was like, nah, we're not doing that. So instead he went with the super saturated colors, which I think still looks super rad. But yeah, it's fun. I enjoyed it. I mean, I'm gonna watch this movie so many times this year, it's not even gonna be funny. The best part is that because it is broken up into parts, you can just kind of jump in wherever you really
True.
like. But yeah, for full thoughts on that, go back to our other episode of the Snyder Cut. But please stop like bombing reviews. That's not
that
that's
just
stupid.
hurts other filmmakers.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
you have
imagine-
nothing to do with the Snyder cut.
Yeah.
Imagine
Or your
if
fandom.
imagine how people imagine if this was happening to Zack Snyder. If some other group of people were bombing his movies,
Yeah,
how would you feel then?
Yeah.
Because that's what you're doing to them.
Yeah.
So, okay, yeah, I'm good. We don't need to restore the Snyderverse. I'm good. We got the movie that I wanted to see.
There you go.
We saw Darkseid. Fucking, he said anti-life so many times in this movie. I was so excited every time he said anti-life. Anyways, sorry, Clay. Well, speaking of Godzilla versus Kong, Clay, what did you do this week?
I finally sat down and watched Godzilla King of the Monsters. And it is so awesome. Even at home, I was kind of at the point I was like, man, this would have been so sweet in a theater. You know, just the little glows, the little effects, the moments. But yeah, it was nice seeing it, even though it was on my giant TV.
And that was available to watch on HBO Max too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So anybody watching, we're doing a giveaway for HBO Max. So I'm just saying.
You know what we should do? We should write up what we would watch for 24 hours if we just had 24 hours of HBO Max and what we would
dope.
fill it with.
Oh, that is a good idea.
Not 6 times the Snyder Cut. You're saying.
You can do it once in color and once in gray if you like.
Okay. Well, that's about half the day.
I was gonna say
Or a third of the day.
I was gonna say you're gonna sleep, and then your next 8 hours is work, and then your next 8 hours is.
You don't have to sleep. You want to do a full 24 hours.
I'm thinking of getting up pretty early on Wednesday to watch Godzilla.
But I do
Yeah.
have to ask, especially
Oh.
Kyle, because he is the Godzilla expert.
Yeah,
on the
yeah, yeah,
show. What did you feel about? What were the weak points of the movie for you?
I the same thing you kind of go through. I think with the first Godzilla film, I mean, it wasn't as bad as the first one, because I thought the first one.
Took forever to get to action.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing is a lot of people bitched about it, but when the guy who directed it was actually trying to play homage to the original Toho films, because a lot of that happens in there too. Now, where I get that, I think there's been better character development in the Japanese films with the humans than there was in any of the characters in that film. Outside of what was the doctor's name? The Japanese doctor, the guy who was studying Godzilla, the one who was.
Ken Watanabe.
Yeah. I think he was not as bad because at least he was prevalent to Godzilla, whereas everything else, nothing against
Coach Taylor.
Yeah, nothing against that, but other than that,
Taylor.
But I wish we got more of that. Kong Skull Island. I thought that was a really good. I'm using this as a whole, like the whole universe.
It is, yeah.
The Kaiju verse.
Yeah, the Kaiju. I think, or the Titan verse, if you really want to go by the America standard. There we go. So basically, in Kong, I think there was still probably a little more human development that we needed, but I think it was toned down to where we got better with the monsters. But when you get to this one, I think the most stupid thing I thought was just basically the wife working with the eco terrorist. Other than that,
she I think turns on a dime.
Yeah,
and it's just a weird. I don't know. I was not a fan of that kind of part of the story.
Yeah, but other than that, I was fine because they really delved more into the lore and the history of the Titans on Earth than we got in anything else. Because you're talking about and it really, for me being the nerd, and again, this is the fan of me being the Godzilla fan. There was so many little nods to the Toho universe because they talk about how this Ghidorah has been on Earth for millions of years, but it was labeled Monster X. You have the one. I apologize for saying this, but I think it was a Chinese doctor or the female Asian doctor and her sister were basically the reference to
the twins.
The twins,
Mothra,
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So there were so many small things in that I love that they did. If you don't know everything about the original stuff, you're not going to catch them unless somebody explains it to you. But if you are, then it's nice little nods like Easter eggs they put into a lot of the Marvel films. So
I can only imagine the people who are watching that, and that is their first Kaiju movie. I mean, it would be amazing, and it's like, welcome to the fan club. Here's where you start.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to see. And I know a lot of people are saying you can only have one winner. It's like, nah, I have a really weird feeling we're not going to get a death on either side. I think we're going to have it to where basically there's. I mean, I hope this is I hope we basically get it because it's Kong and you got Godzilla, and they say there can only be one dominant alpha predator. But I'm wondering if we're not going to see something where basically something's going to happen. We're just going to see it where they basically just go, "I'll be here. You can do the rest. I don't want to be a part of this," and then kind of go from there. So,
think it'll be a draw?
I'm hoping that we might get a victor in the big fight, but I think when Mecha comes into play, that they're going to team up, and I think that's where we're going to see we're kind of like.
If this movie doesn't end with a shot of Kong riding Godzilla with the axe, why are we even making kaiju films?
Yeah,
oh my God.
Yeah, very true.
I mean, the only thing I don't want to see is and again, there's always been that whole thing, if you ever go back and watch the 1963 King Kong versus Godzilla, in Japan, all you see is that one creature swimming off in the distance, and in Japan, it's Godzilla. In the American version, it's Kong. So it's even there, it's always been a difference.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah,
I did not know.
If you go back and watch the subtitle format, they say Godzilla swimming away, so Kong was the one. And so I think it'll be interesting to see. I mean, we might get one who's more the victor, but I think at the end, I don't think we need to see both one or the other one die. I guess that's where I'm coming from. I don't think we see one death.
I wonder if they're going to do kind of two versions of the film. One to show in Japan, where Godzilla's winning most of the fight.
We'll see.
Wants to show in which Godzilla is super popular. I feel like I'm in the minority when I'm saying Team Kong. I think we as a group are all Team Kong. I think from last time we talked about it.
Yes.
Overall, I'm definitely going to be I'm definitely the Godzilla fan more than I am Kong. But when it comes to this version, when it comes to this version of Kong in this universe,
I thought I knew you guys.
No, hold on.
You're out of the podcast.
In this version, I like Kong. I want Kong to win because I like he is portrayed almost like a protector of the Earth, whereas in the past he's been a monster. He's been taken away from his home.
Yeah, Skull Island is so damn good.
I love it. I mean, it may not be
I need to watch it.
Oh, you haven't seen it?
Mm-mm.
Oh, I think we saw this one at the drive-in, and it does the opposite of what Godzilla does. It shows you the monster right off the bat and says, "Let's go."
Yeah, I was out getting some lunch with some friends yesterday, and they had Kong on the TV, and they're talking about there's the shot of Samuel L. Jackson, and they had to and apparently there's a shot where he's holding the gun at John Goodman, and somebody goes, "Man, it's Samuel L. Jackson. You should know how to hold a gun." I go, "Yeah, but you don't understand the Samuel L. Jackson. He's very PTSD. He's already hurt by the Civil War, by the Vietnam. But then
that too.
But then when he sees Kong kill all his men, and then that first explosion when they just gaze eyes, you realize that he sees nothing else. It's like, I got to kill this monkey. I don't care if we have a way off this island. This monkey's got to die, and that's all he focuses on.
Oh man, that's so good.
That's pretty funny. But quick shout out to Mike in the chat. Because he reminded us of this beauty of you gotta save Mothra. Why did you say that name?
That is the best.
Oh my god!
That now takes place of Martha Manhunter.
I love it. Maybe, I don't know. I still like Martha Manhunter.
Almost Mothra Manhunter.
Mothra Manhunter.
I would watch that movie.
Oh, and I dropped one more movie in there that I saw this week. I wanted to talk about. It was The Last Blockbuster.
I need to see that.
So do I.
My brother watched that, and
the most ironic
it.
film of 2021.
Yeah,
yes,
because it came out on Netflix.
About
I haven't. Also, the 90s film, Soleil Moonfry's documentary is on Hulu. I haven't watched yet either. Which is got all the 90s footage.
Where it's all the kid actors.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Last Blockbuster is really fun, just kind of revisiting the 90s and what it was like. And it's, I don't know, it's weird because it really goes back to that time period and puts you in that place of what it was like to go rent movies. And it's very nostalgic and fun. And then you're just looking at someone trying to maintain a blockbuster at this point in this world of streaming media and how they're doing it. And I think when they start the movie, there are 4 blockbusters. And so it kind of shows the story. 3 are in Alaska, and 1 is in Bend, Oregon. And so they focus on the Bend, Oregon store, the family that runs it, and it's a case of the member berries. It's fun to watch, but I don't think anyone wants to go back to a time where they have to go drive to go get a movie, pick it up, and bring it home and watch it.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate on that one.
Okay.
And this is where, like, again, where I'm still glad we have places like Free Play. It's the fact that, like, granted, we have streaming services or we have access to the games, but there was something special about having to be able to go to some place to pick up the movie that wasn't streaming, where that made it more special to view. Now, like, don't get me wrong, and Daniel, I get it. Everybody, we're gonna get Godzilla.
I like Blockbuster.
No, I know, but I'm saying, like, with Snyder Cut, it's like, I get it. Now it is something that everybody's gonna want to watch. It's on. It's great. You have that availability, but what if it was a streaming service and you could only go to get it at the Blockbuster? It almost makes more
I would have
special.
been there at midnight.
That's my point. I miss the time when it was like, especially before anime, and this is coming back when I was buying fan sub copies at the conventions back before there was any anime on TV and stuff.
That was the only way I ever got it, was trading.
Exactly.
Tapes.
And there was something special about watching. Now you can watch it everywhere, and it's like, not to say it's still not fun for people, but it's just there was I miss a time when something was more not as readily available, and it was more.
It was a lot more rewarding to get it because you put a little bit more work into it, as opposed to just pushing a bunch of buttons and getting your parents to put the credit card on there.
And you realize you had to, like, I only have a 48-hour window to watch this, then I got to take it back. And if I want to go do, especially with the old Nintendo games, I get a 48-hour window to rent this, play this, and then I got to take it back, and hopefully nobody will delete my save file when I go back to get the game again. It's like,
and I'll add to that as well, and that is that there was a joy in being able to browse at a video store and come across something. Some of my favorite movies and directors I discovered just because I saw it sitting up on the shelf and I read the back. I'm like, I'll take a chance on this. As much as an algorithm drives Netflix, the problem with that is, I think with a lot of things online right now, is it dilutes your options to things that you want.
Well, not even that.
Rather than the unexpected pleasure of finding something.
It's a pain in the ass to have to be like, okay, what's this one? Click on it, go to the page, try to read the synopsis, then click back, go back to search. Whereas we walk into a Blockbuster, pick it up, read the back. No, you had more. It was what, I guess in my head, it's a lot more easy to kind of look at the movies and kind of go through everything than it is to have to click back and forth through so many different pages to figure out what movie do I want to watch, on some of these streaming services.
Yeah, I mean, we went from kind of having the option of like, what's available in a store to having a buffet of everything.
Yeah.
Now you have like, like I know I have a list of over 100 things in my to watch list, and I don't know.
I'm adding it right now. Because if I don't, I'll forget. I mean, it just like
it was an interesting time, and it's a great way to consume in terms of like limiting your constant media that you have available to you at all times, kind of making it a thing and going with the family, picking out a family movie, and then everyone's sitting down together.
You gotta negotiate with your brother because you can only get a few videos, so like you gotta make some compromises.
Yeah, like if I get this, are you gonna get that?
Now, Mike asked in the chat, are you guys using Letterboxd to keep
Yes.
track of your stuff? Yeah, actually, Mike, you're the one that introduced me to it, so I am using it now. I actually went for the pro version because it gives you a little bit more stuff. So thank you for that. Yeah, I used to love that. I mean, I appreciate also having everything on demand because it is on demand, but I get what Kyle's saying. But that, I need to check it out once I get Netflix back. I don't have Netflix at the time because there was really nothing for me to watch right now. But I'm gonna get it. Well, wait, what?
Daredevil.
Well, I'm not gonna rewatch Netflix that on Netflix.
Why wouldn't you watch those?
No, it's got Snyder Cut.
Okay, wait. It's so strange you bring that up. I just a quick side note. I was going through some old books last night, and I came across my copy of Neil Gaiman's Stardust that I bought in England, and I'm looking at it thinking, crap, I never saw the movie this was based on. Jump ahead literally like 20 minutes, and I go into Pluto TV, and it has just started. So I watched the first few minutes of it, like I didn't stick around, but I'm watching and I look at this actor and I'm like, who the hell is that?
Oh yeah,
Charlie Cox.
Yeah.
And then the jerky guy shows up and I'm looking like, who is this suave blonde man? Oh my God, it's Henry Cavill. And they're both young as hell in this movie. Mm-hmm. It is so fun.
Well, if you go back and I love this one, go back and watch Hocus Pocus. And if you've ever watched an episode of NCIS, Sean Murray, who plays McGee, is the kid who like he's the teenager who voices the cat and then becomes a teenager again. But it's like, holy shit, he's so young looking. Like he's maybe no older than 14.
If you want to see some more baby Cavill, go watch The Tudors. All right. Is anything else before we move on to the main topic?
Oh no, I'm good.
Okay. Well, thanks to everyone that's on the chat. We appreciate it. Like Mike, he hosts a comic podcast that I listen to as well. I dropped the link of it in the chat for the I Read Comic Books podcast. So let's go on to, hold on. I prepared for this. Our main topic.
Nice.
Oh, damn it. I clicked the wrong one. Our main topic. Professional broadcasting.
Here's the thing, Daniel. If you had said nothing, it would have just looked like main topic was like the intro to the next banner, and no one would have noticed.
Yeah. No. I like to be transparent with the audience.
That's good. That's good.
I need them to know I'm not perfect, so if we ever meet in person, they don't, the bar's not too high.
Oh, God.
You just described me as a teacher.
This week, This week we got a lot of, so as we were trying to prepare for the show because it was going to be our first live, we're like, well, instead of a regular topic like we normally do, let's just do like a news roundup because we got a lot of news this week. So first of all, Clay and I did a reaction video to the Suicide Squad trailer from James Gunn upcoming movie from out in August, dropping on HBO Max and in theaters. But Kyle, Josh, I want to hear what your reactions were for that trailer.
Oh, I've been saving this comment for. Okay, so I'm looking so forward to this movie because James Gunn, unlike Zack Snyder, loves comic books and knows how to write superhero.
Oh shit!
Hold on a second.
Direct all the hate.
Wow, the gauntlet was thrown.
Wow.
One thing I said during one thing I said during all the Snyder Cut stuff, I was like, you don't. If you like Ben Affleck as your favorite Batman, you don't have to shit on the other Batmans to prove that Ben Affleck is your favorite Batman.
You just enjoy it.
Yeah.
But no, this is when I was talking about the Snyder Cut versus the Whedon Cut is whereas not like in Whedon, at least the Whedon Cut was a lot more fun of the film. This is where I think this is because it's James Gunn and knowing what he's done on Guardians, it looks like it's going to be all out. He's going all out with James Gunn style. That's why I think it's going to be an awesome film.
A lot of death. I'm looking forward to a lot of
when
death.
you talk about when the one guy goes, "We have a kaiju on site," I was just like, yes.
God. So
that is
I loved it.
Strangest crew.
I loved it so much. The only downside is I feel like I'm going to have to go watch the original because it clearly ties into it.
No, I almost don't think it does. You don't have to watch the original one.
But I mean, you've got the same Waller. They're going to get Harley out of prison, which I assume happens in the original. I don't know.
No. Because she's in the they're going to save her from another country prison.
Yeah, because this is after Birds of Prey.
Do I have to watch Birds of Prey? Just tell me what I need to watch.
Well, here's the
watch
thing.
Birds of Prey for fun because it's fun.
Okay. All right.
This is not, even though this has a lot of the same actors playing the character. There's nothing because they've already said the Snyderverse doesn't go any further after Justice League. We don't even know this is still really connected into that. This may just be its own kind of thing going forward.
And for anyone that has any qualms about the Suicide Squad movie, can I introduce our special guest for today, my son, King Shark.
Excellent. Yeah.
If you have any
it's the pointing at the hand that I love. It's the
we're all gonna die.
This movie just for King Shark with Num Nums. Yeah, it's really good.
So good.
But we made a whole video about our reaction. Clay and I liked it so much we watched the trailer twice in the video.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We were like, we should watch it again, right? He's like, yeah.
It's hard for me to hate on a James Gunn film. I mean, I watch Slither every Halloween. I love Guardians.
I hope this is what
it's
Guardians
always
was. I hope this is what Guardians was to Marvel for them for DC. I hope it's.
I think it's going to be. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh, something
I'm trying to think though. He did. Damn it! What was the James Gunn movie where everyone was trapped in an office building and they started to kill each other? Oh shit!
Oh, Josh, you have a message here.
Oh, I do? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I will.
You should watch Birds of Prey.
I'm going to add it to my letterbox right now. So
okay, good. And
all I'm going to say is, you've seen Super, right? With Rainn Wilson?
No.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. It's basically Rainn Wilson basically becoming his own superhero. Liv Tyler's his ex-wife, who's a drug addict, who goes back to her former boyfriend, Kevin Bacon, who's a mob boss. And then then so you have Nathan Fillion playing Bible Man, this on TV real superhero. So he becomes.
Oh no, I know from the guy from Charles in Charge.
Yeah. No, but basically he becomes the wrench, and basically what's her Kitty from the X-Men movies. I can't think of her freaking
Elliot
name.
Page.
Oh,
Elliot Page, basically playing a sidekick, and she's like she works at a comic shop and basically plays a sidekick, and it's over the top James Gunn, almost like how did this get made?
That's awesome.
Dope.
It's called The Belko Experiment. Have any of y'all seen this?
I've seen it.
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
with the guy from
it's
Scrubs.
messed up. Yeah.
That's pretty fucked
Dr.
up.
Cox. Yeah. It is a messed up movie, and it will give you there are certain scenes in there will give you chills.
Yeah.
What was it? The fact he wrote the 2 live-action Scooby-Doo movies?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
And he wrote Dawn of the Dead.
Which I enjoy. That first Scooby-Doo movie is solid.
Oh.
I mean,
making Scrappy the villain was the most perfect way you could have gone.
Oh yeah, totally agree.
All right. Well, next up, if you haven't watched the reaction, go watch that. But the next news we have, this comes from our friends at Variety. Just kidding. We don't have friends on these websites. Black Widow, Cruella, and a few other things. They're not only shifting dates, but they're also going to drop on Disney Plus at the same time. Mainly for the show, I want to talk about Black Widow because this movie has been delayed multiple times.
And what's to say it's not going to happen again?
Well, now they're
Disney-
gonna drop it on Disney Plus when Premium Access, so I don't think
Yeah.
they'll change it again.
Which means I'm waiting
Oh.
to watch it.
Wait.
It at home.
Premium access.
Yeah, that
I mean, you
$30.
got to pay extra to watch it.
Is that the Mulan model? Like you pay $30
Yep.
to get it?
I'm
Damn.
waiting. I'll wait.
I'll pay for it.
Either that, I'd rather go. I mean, if I can go to the theater.
Well, okay, yeah. If it's in the theater, I'll actually go. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Black Widow has been in limbo. Oh, whoop. Has been in limbo for a while. Mike, you write too fast. I'm clicking the wrong comments.
Okay, so he's typing that live. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So those all come from the StreamYard's cool shit. I can show comments live.
That's awesome.
I want to watch the movie, but I think so. I made a plan. I've been lucky enough that I got both shots in superpowers. I got the second shot, and the next morning I was like, I feel strangely powerful. Like I don't understand.
Now I need to ask everyone: what is your protocol to test superpowers in case you get them from the shot? Because I will try to shoot a web, and if something happens, I'll let you guys know first.
Up and away.
Well, wait, hang on. The only side effect I've had, to quote a friend on Facebook, is I hear this voice in my head. I think it's Bill Gates. I'm not sure, but
Oh God.
You got the
maybe
dead
Jack
shot.
Dorsey.
Listen, if I'm able to get 5G wherever I go, I don't know how that's a bad thing.
Yeah,
You'd rather,
really true.
you'd rather take a shot from Bill Gates than pay another bill to AT&T?
Yeah, for sure.
I will tell you the only downside to that is when inevitably you get placed on a customer service hold and you just get that music running through your head 24/7. So
Oh yeah. So there's So I think there's a few other things. I think Pixar's gonna drop their Luca movie, but that one won't be extra charged. Neither will Cruella. So it's really
I'm okay with that then.
they're really picking their
now,
property.
see, I'm like you either.
No.
I don't know that choice, that decision to me speaks of we believe more in movie X than we do movie Y,
Yeah.
and that concerns me.
Well, why don't they just
So-
follow the HBO model? If HBO is going to be dropping both theater and on streaming at the same
Well,
time,
Right.
But HBO
I think
very sneakily moved Batman to 2022 so they wouldn't drop it for free in 2021.
yeah, but we're getting
Oh.
but we're already getting a lot of like kind of other comic book based stuff in there. So
Yeah.
it's like that's what I'm saying. I'm okay with, but
Yeah.
but why? I mean, what other movie outside of Willow, Jesus, Black Widow are we going to be? Black Willow.
Black Willow. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Are we getting out? What I mean, I think are they maybe Shang-Chi, or is that going to be kept at the theaters?
No, that's good. I mean, so far
Black
Black
that's
Widow,
the theater.
it's only the Black Widow.
So so let it happen. Let it be dropped for free on Disney Plus.
I mean, at this point, I just want to watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, same here. I mean, partly because think of how much of the MCU is going to have progressed by the time this comes out. Is it going to feel recondite? Is it going to feel like, I mean,
we're going to have WandaVision, Falcon, Winter Soldier, and then Loki already out, and then possibly be a start on What If by the time Widow hits the streaming service.
Yeah,
Right.
but I don't think any of them are going to be part of Phase 4. Are they?
you don't think there's setting
Wait,
up Phase 4?
Oh,
I don't think What If will be a part of Phase 4.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
I think
no,
Loki
but-
might.
No,
and that's
I bet Loki will be a part of Phase 4 because he disappeared in the last outside of Spider-Man and it was supposed to be the last movie of Phase 3, and so I think it's just going to take place in that. But all the TV series seem to be all starting with Phase 4.
Mike's got the same question. Yeah, I was just about to bring that up. I had that same question too. Are they doing any reshoots or any sort of? I mean, even like a post-credit scene, I could see like try to bring it up to the current status.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything. The only thing we know is that Yelena Volova's character should come out in Winter Soldier, in Falcon Winter Soldier series.
Oh,
I don't know how to
if they do Red Guardian, if they keep Red Guardian for future movies, I would love that.
Yeah, I would love to see a lot of those characters back.
Yeah. Or
Rachel Weisz. Oh yeah. Clay has. Hold on. Zoom in hands. Oh, we have all the technology. I'm feeling.
I don't have
Wait,
mask
so
on.
the
Is this what God
God.
looks like?
Do what?
Is this what God feels like? Like I just zoom in on people and like,
yeah, enhance. Oh my god! So the toys are out already?
Yeah.
Like they've been out for a while.
the pops.
This movie's like
tell you
what,
everything you need to know.
2 years behind?
Just about.
Yeah, I mean,
Just about.
because the time period that Black Widow is told in, I don't think it had any effect on any future stories. It was just going to be going back in time.
It's gonna be like a Captain Marvel film. It's gonna be not a prequel in a sense, but basically, I think it either takes place, I think, during the blip or.
It's supposed to be between Civil War and Infinity War. I think.
Okay.
Yeah, which makes sense.
It's really weird because if you look at Disney, everyone's kind of making these decisions on what their take on Black Widow dropping on the service or being in the theater. But look at the last 3 Marvel movies in theaters. They all made over $1 billion. I mean, it's hard to go, I'm going to take this thing that I know will make like almost $1 billion, maybe more because the last 3 did it, and then put it on TV and hope that they will get something from this.
But let me counter that partly, and that is, and I have no information. I'm purely speculating here.
That's all we do here.
Exactly. Here's a Josh hot take. I think Disney, like Warner Brothers, like every studio, is worried about once the dust settles from the pandemic, what will the economic landscape of theaters be? We've already seen Draft House go into bankruptcy, and so I think what they're trying to do is figure out, okay, if we can actually charge a person more to watch this at home, right? Can we actually end up getting about the same amount without the distribution of the film to theaters, without the, like how much stuff can they actually save on by going to this, let's put it on Disney Plus model?
Yeah. Well, I mean, their customer base is now going to be made up of people deciding to go into theaters or who just want to commit at home, and they're going to try to take those two and weigh them against each other and see what we get.
Well, does anybody know what the what did the live action Mulan make when it was on Premiere Access?
That's a good question.
And then now the newest one, Raya is on Premiere Access also. I wonder what it's doing. Box office.
Yeah, they didn't bring that up during our last Investor call, so I don't know.
The only thing that I've seen is oh shit,
no AMC stock.
Wow.
No, Avatar. Avatar outdoing, because Avatar's been re-released in China and outdoing
Mulan. Screw you, Cameron.
Well, he wants to hype up his 7 movies that are coming up,
which I won't be watching, so that's okay.
I
haven't seen the first one.
I've never seen it either. Wait, nobody's seen Avatar here? That's crazy.
No,
I've never seen it.
Never wanted to.
Now I like you guys better.
It fell into that category of 99% of people raved about it, and so I had that little trigger of I'm not going to see that.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
Josh was like, I've seen Pocahontas, whatever.
Dances with Wolves.
I want to say one thing. I saw this meme on Instagram because we got the live action Cruella coming out, which I actually kind of want to see. But apparently they said as a post-credits scene influenced by the MCU, she walks into a room. There's Maleficent, and she goes, "Have you ever heard of Kingdom Hearts?"
Oh, nice.
Crossover.
Oh my god!
I know it won't happen, but that would I loved it.
That's how they kick it off. Mike, we're not watching Avatar. Sorry.
We're going to start a podcast about Avatar because we just watched it for the first time.
About
Go for it.
I don't avoid watching Avatar.
Don't we have to watch Avatar like in 3D with VR goggles or some crazy shit?
Well,
I feel like
we have to connect by our tails to something.
No, that is how they do stuff.
Oh boy. Oh.
I'm sorry.
I
need to blur this out.
I wasn't sure if that was going to. Yeah.
Oh boy. We're gonna get kicked off of YouTube for graphicness. Well, let's move on because we can. Yeah. Let's go to our next set of news. It's actually comic book news, and I want to know what you guys think of this. Let me see if I can do this right. Bow.
Uh-oh. You're gonna do
there
it.
We go.
Live.
Marvel and Penguin Random House announced exclusive worldwide multi-year agreement to distribute Marvel comics and graphic novels.
This is
is
a wild
nuts.
choice. Yeah, this is insane. This is them breaking with Diamond since, in over 20 years. What was Diamond 97, 99 when they started the direct market?
Yeah, around that.
Yeah. Well, but they're not fully breaking with Diamond. What I was reading was
They
Diamond
still sell
is now
some stuff.
well, no, that like Diamond's basically going to end up being almost like a supplier, and will still provide product to shops, but they're not the distributor, which seems very convoluted and weird to me.
That's what we need to add another step in the comics distribution chain. Because it's not complicated enough.
Okay, who did DC go with? I'm blanking because that was just a few months ago or
A few months ago, yeah.
I don't know.
It was originally
Times.
Lunar, but I think I don't remember who it is now, and we talked about it here.
Yeah, because their
yeah.
delivery days are Tuesdays now.
That's right. Now I get to read my comics on Tuesdays and Wednesdays.
You get to go to the shop twice, which is for the shops beneficial. So
Yeah.
Well, most of the shops still don't put out their stuff until okay. Yeah, they still don't put it out till Wednesday, anyways. Because of shipping, it's hard for them to go do 2 pickups. But it's Lunar Distribution that's picked it up.
Okay.
Wow, Diamond. Diamond was holding on to so much and just let it slip through their fingers with this pandemic. They were not able to recover at all.
Yeah.
But they've also been total bastards in business too. So, so it may be karma.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if the pandemic showed the cracks in Diamond's model and kind of business, for lack of a better word, acumen, then perhaps it is time. But I think the thing that worries me is, most importantly, the impact this is going to have on shops, right? Because when I think Penguin, like, I don't think of Penguin going to like indie type places. I think of Penguin as like sending product to big, massive retail chains.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And that is the absolute limit of my knowledge of like the publishing industry. So, but I worry about how this will impact the stores. And I also like, I just keep thinking back to, do you guys remember how back in the early 70s, I believe?
I don't remember.
Maybe.
Late 70s, maybe.
No. It was,
I
remember. It may have been earlier. It may have been earlier than that. There was a period where Marvel almost went under because in the aftermath of the 55 comics scare, they cut a deal with DC to become their distributor to newsstands. And as part of that deal, DC said, okay, we'll distribute your books, but we will limit you to creating, it was like 7 or 8 monthly titles. So they had their hands tied. It was like, crap, either we don't distribute our product to newsstands, which was still the primary way that the audience got them at the time, or we have to limit the number of books we can produce. I mean, it was this sort of devil's deal that they made.
Yeah.
And so I'm curious if now this is the opposite of that, right? Like,
it feels like it, because this was Diamond's campaign when last year. But,
wow.
I don't know that this aged well, because they've lost Marvel and DC kind of. So,
I mean,
and just also, I mean, using the Comics Code Authority emblem as your reference point here is not not a good look.
It's almost as if Diamond's run by some people that are out of touch with comics and the modern industry and what we really want. But who knows?
I also wonder. Okay, so here's my other question. Diamond distributed, of course, a lot more than comics, right? Mm-hmm. A lot of the collectibles and things like that. How is that now going to work under these new fractured distribution
DC and Marvel just gonna set up an eBay shop.
Etsy shop. Let's be cool. Like, you know, yeah.
Ooh, this is where the kids are getting their stuff now, huh?
It's all bespoke.
Yeah, I mean, because it's a huge move for Penguin to get this, because this is just starting to creep into Disney. So if they can get their hands and do well with Marvel stuff, what can they do with Disney?
Yeah, that's true.
So we'll see. I'm interested to see. You know what? I don't think Disney cares that much about the comics. Just like I know AT&T doesn't care about the actual comics piece of it.
Profit is going to be the only thing they care
It's
about.
nothing. It's. I mean, the profit from either line of comics, the profit is like a footnote. Like it's a rounding error for these two companies.
I just had this mental thing as you said that, Daniel, of me now going back in time to talk to my 20-year-old self and being like, at some point, we're going to say, I don't think A&T is invested in the comics portion of their business. And young me being like, the hell does that mean? My God.
Josh is gonna like flash back in time to move the pen out of the way when they signed that contract.
It's just going to be It's going to be like read those Frank Miller comics, because there are corporate wars when you get older.
Yeah,
right.
Enjoy the good stuff while you can before it's all streamlined.
Martha Washington.
Jeez,
God, Martha. Why did you say Martha again?
Yeah, God, come on, man. That's like the 4th reference.
This is our Crisis on Infinite Marthas episode.
Are we just going to have this episode be stop saying Martha?
Yeah, next one that says Martha's getting fined. All right, our next piece of news. Let me do it. Man, I'm getting really good at this, guys. I promise.
No, you are. It's amazing.
Pierce Brosnan has been cast as Dr. Fate in the upcoming Black Adam movie.
I'm totally cool with this.
What
Yeah.
the hell?
I love it. I love it. Okay, so what does this say about how they're going to portray Dr. Fate? That's where my brain immediately went.
He's an older Kent Nelson. They're basically
so
still wearing the helmet of Naboo.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was gonna be my question, because we know there are multiple Dr. Fates. I think the latest one is a person of color. So I was like, I hope you don't.
Well, let's see. We've had everybody from Kent Nelson as a Nelson, then Carter Hall's son.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know about that one.
Yeah, no, back in the James Robinson Justice Society.
Oh, okay, that run. Okay.
Yeah.
So if anybody has a copy of their More Fun Comics number 5, it's about to shoot up in price.
That Dr. Fate.
Which is the first appearance of Dr. Fate.
I wonder how the costume's going to look. We've seen Dr. Fate a couple of times. They did a CW take. I think there's a Stargirl take. Did she
we haven't done a Stargirl yet. They may have had they had the helmet, but we haven't actually seen in costume.
Smallville had Dr. Fate.
Oh
right?
yeah, but it was horrible.
It was very bad, that costume. I remember all you have to do is have a helmet and a decent costume, and they had like the extra padded costume that was just it just wasn't what Dr. Fate was.
Yeah. So I love Dr. Fate. I love that original blue and yellow costume. Mm-hmm. So my fear is obviously they're going to go with the 0 Hour Fate design.
Wait,
no,
you mean the guy?
It's awful. It's so bad.
No, you mean the guy who takes the helmet of Naboo and makes a dagger? Oh, hell no. No.
Yes, that's what they're going to do. Can you imagine?
No.
Can you imagine Brosnan in that outfit?
It's going to be Kent Nelson, because they even talked about it in the Justice Society comic books of how in the early days when Carter was still Prince, whatever the Prince of Egypt was, he had Black Adam and Dr. Fate Naboo there at his side. So there's a connection between Dr. Fate, Hawkman, and Black Adam in this movie. That's probably what they're working towards.
Sure, and that makes sense, which means they're not going to go that route. And
damn it, stop going there. No,
did you mean this one?
Oh God, no.
Yes.
No, that is so 90s. That is just so 90s.
I have a vivid
come out of 0 Hour.
That's fucking rad.
I have a vivid memory of that coming out and almost throwing up in my mouth. Like I was just like, oh God, what is that?
Did Alan Moore write this shit?
No.
There's no way. There's no way.
It says
I see
on the
more.
title.
It's somebody else. It's got to be somebody
and
else.
And this is the thing. In that James Robinson run of Justice Society, he dies in the first issue. Stabbed in the back with a dagger.
Oh,
Fun.
shit.
It's John Francis Moore.
Okay.
Clearly a pseudonym for Alan Moore, but
Well, like this week I was
many
trying to
buckles.
check out, I was checking out The Authority because it's on DC Infinite, and I was like, wait, Morrison wrote this? But it was like some other Morrison. It was
Robbie Morrison.
the thing
yeah.
The thing I love about that sorry, Dano, go ahead.
I was just gonna say because I want to go back and read the original Authority, but I'm gonna skip over the Warren Ellis stuff at the moment. For reasons, but I'll probably go back and read it at some point. But so I started with the Robbie Morrison stuff from 2003, and I was like, oh, this is fucking cool.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of that.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I've only read the first two, and it seemed pretty cool so far. But I'll let you guys know when we do our Authority episode.
Oh, so I'll be prepared, and we will talk about the person we should not mention.
Yeah. So here's the thing I love about this Fate costume and how it is quintessentially 90s is costume design in the 90s. You begin with a skin tight bodysuit.
Put it back on screen.
You take all the parts of a normal costume and where they would fit in the body, and you move them to shoulders, and you're done. I mean, sure, there are like random belt buckles there and pouches because that's obligatory. But
you're going to need help buckling. There's a lot of buckling needed.
There's a lot of buckling, yeah. But look, just shoulders. That's just boom. That's where it goes.
It's just so weird. It's like I'm prepared to fight, but I only am going to get hit in the arms and shoulder.
Right, exactly.
It's a giant leotard. It really is a giant leotard with gold shit wrapped around his arm.
Yeah.
Two bracers, or one bracer, and then one shoulder pad. I mean, he's like a level 1 Mad Max character.
I mean, I like that mullets were obligatory.
Oh yeah, totally.
Was there a pandemic going on where people couldn't go get their haircuts, so everyone just had to have a mullet?
It was just cool. It was just cool. It's just what you did.
That is great hair, though. It's very Jason Blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't wait to go to a convention and find that in a box for $1.
Yeah. I'm amazed that's not the first thing that came to your guys' mind.
All right. Any last thoughts on?
I feel bad. I totally derailed that discussion with my let's visit the horrible 0 hour Dr. Fate.
We don't know a lot about Pierce Brosnan. I just think it's cool, and I got to put it on the thumbnail, so that's cool.
Well, we are bringing all the James Bonds into the DCU.
Yeah, we are. And that'll be. Stay tuned for our question because that'll be our. I think, Mike, we all have mullets right now. Okay, you can't tell because I combed the back, but almost everyone, Josh.
Yeah,
I would love for Josh to turn around and just have a glorious mane of hair pulled back into a ponytail, and we just go, "Holy shit!"
All right, I meant to say all millennials have mullets now.
Okay, boomer.
The Gen Zers keep taking away our middle part. So we're just gonna go with a mullet. See how they like that. All right, let's move on to our next thing. And I don't have a graphic for this, so sorry.
You can put up some zombies.
We want to talk about local conventions in the fall because Clay and I were talking during the after we recorded our Suicide Squad video. They've announced some local conventions for Dallas, and one of them even wants to know if we want to do a panel there. Well, I don't know if they want to know, but
we could just do it outside. Just show up. Okay, so here are the dates for upcoming conventions in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. 9/10 to 9/12 Texas Frightmare Weekend, August. And I went to Texas Frightmare Weekend's site looking for any kind of detail concerning COVID, what their COVID protocols, and I couldn't find anything. I've put a link in the show notes to anyone who wants to go look it up, but I don't know what the protocol is at Texas Frightmare Weekend, and if it's not on their site, I don't know if I want to even try to go. What are your minimum level requirements for you guys to get out, to be in a place with other people?
The first thing I will say, I see that Corey Taylor from Slipknot is going to be one of the guests. Luckily, the Slipknot guys already wear masks anyways.
It's a win.
So that kind of that helps.
Prove that you're fully vaccinated, mask wearing, at least the two top ones, and then also hopefully that they'll have staff on site, cleaning, trying to do their best, at least trying to keep things clean. I mean, I also hate to say it, maybe for a first round of cons, maybe limit the amount of people that are able to go, or I don't know. It just.
I mean, like if they have a room capacity, keeping it at like a third of that capacity,
or even a third or half, but limit the amount of people you can have in room, but you don't let it go all Comic-Con style.
Yeah, and I searched through the Texas Frightmare site, didn't see anything on their rules or regulations for COVID, so
I'll be sure
that's an immediate no for me.
Well, I think it's still a little bit too early. They're trying to announce, and they're probably trying to figure out, because right now, like as of the 29th, everybody in Texas is going to be able to get the vaccine. So they're definitely pushing out more. So I think they're trying to think. They're trying to figure out what is the best way. I'll bet you in the next couple of weeks we'll probably see something. They're just trying to pick a date right now they want to aim for, and then they'll probably release what their plans are for it.
My hope by that date is, I don't think it will be, but I would love to see 75% vaccinated. 75% of the people vaccinated by that point would be a huge relief for me to want to go to something like this. I know the only announcement we've seen from the CDC has been 1 in 4 have been vaccinated. So just the fact that they're ramping it up would give me hope to go to this. But Frightmare needs to put up something about what their rules are going to be for that convention, because Fan Expo, they have a show the week after that. So they're September 17th, 18th, and 19th. I put a link in the show notes for their health and safety rules, but they're basically pushing it off on the convention site itself because it's Kay Bailey Hutchinson. They have people there who are going to clean. Let me pull this up. So I
will say there's one thing. Usually the Fan Expo convention in the fall, it's not at Kay Bailey Hutchinson because it's not as big. So if they're doing this, not because they want to bring in more people, but because they want to have a larger space to have,
I can see that.
It is a great place to do it.
Yeah,
it is.
That's definitely good. Because like Mike mentioned on the comments, like, max number of people in the building is going to be a big deal.
Right. Well, and in certain portions of the building at one time, like, if they just stop with like a checker at the door, that won't be as effective as having people stationed throughout to make sure, there's too much of a gathering right here. We need to disperse a little bit.
You can't use volunteers for these shows.
That's a great point.
Well, if you have people checking at the doors, you're still going to have that line's going to start building up too. So you're going to be like, you guys, you can't wait. There's got to be some way to regulate.
Yeah.
I mean, there are so many things that aren't even being talked about yet, and it really bothers me. And when I go to the Fan Expo site and see here's what they wrote about the way they're kind of pushing it off. Fan Expo Dallas will follow official government and local authority guidance, as well as any location-specific regulations. Our host, Kay Bailey Hutchinson Convention Center, has been awarded the blah, 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 some dumb accreditation, which seems weird to have this soon in a pandemic.
Which basically means, it's their responsibility, not ours.
It says this means there is a formalized program on site keeping the facility clean, disinfected, and safe for all attendees, exhibitors, blah, blah, blah. The accreditation that they got has started welcoming back conventions and sporting events. So this is basically on the location itself to kind of be clean, but it doesn't talk about taking temperatures, proving vaccinations, mask, nothing. So
they can circumvent some of this if they do like what Gen Con just announced they're planning on doing, which is a hybrid model. We're going to hold it in person, but if they also live stream the panels, then that may, for people like me, like I am not a big con fan, right? I like to go to panels. So if that could help me decide, okay, I'm just going to stay home and I'll watch the live stream of the panel, you know, and maybe there's a reduced ticket amount that I pay to do that virtually. That's one way you control the mass of people wanting to go to the con.
Yeah. Even reading this made me less excited about convention season, because Fan Expo is the one place that's going to have money. So they could have a medical team that could be on site to just do simple things to check people that are coming in. Right. And it's just off on the location itself. They're not going to take responsibility. That's the other thing, is there's a lot of places that aren't willing to do anything because they don't want to take the legal responsibility if something happens. Mm-hmm. And it's so goddamn frustrating, because I learned this shit in school and nobody has an emergency plan. They're just kind of throwing up shit and just saying, well, we're going to do something. We got to make some money. And that's all it seems to be.
Yeah. I think
exactly.
A convention of that size, at least for me personally, it's probably out of the question. It doesn't seem, because like you mentioned, it's going to be the first time we go through this since the pandemic started. So like, how do we know that all these things are actually working? We don't, there's so many unknowns. We all know that a version 1.0 of something is going to have glitches and bugs, and that's not just for like tech, it's also for events and things that we're doing. So let's go through a few iterations of that. Maybe next summer, maybe next spring, like once we're a full year into this whole vaccine thing and everything that we're doing. Now, a smaller convention, Texas Fright might still be too big, but I think you also have Alcon on the list, which that's a smaller, like it's way smaller.
It's always been smaller, and that's one of the benefits. I think that'll probably be the test model, because I know for a few, like there have been some places like in Tyler, a few other places that have done like 1 or 2 day cons where I've seen pictures of people wearing masks in the vendors, but it's not packed. It's like it's still a very small kind of thing, and I wonder if that might be the model to kind of see how well you can kind of do a small regulated kind of group of people.
Well, let me go over the last con and you guys talk about this for a second, because Alcon not only has a show in October, but when you go to their info link, it shows their show for next year in March, and they have no COVID protocols listed on their site at all. Their info is just their next show is going to be sooner rather than later.
I'm going to say this. I'm going to say they're probably still working on the protocol, and they probably needed to do the date just because they had to jump at a date time. So that's probably why they're announcing that first, because the hotels are going to be like trying to book spots. If you want this time, then you got to get announced. That's why they don't have I bet they probably are going to have protocols, but their first step was like, okay, well, we have to throw a date out there. Let's just do this, and we'll work it down from there.
Yeah, right, because they have to secure the space first.
Exactly, yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be important that these conventions are communicating with the public as they figure stuff out, because that'll build confidence. Like we have Mike in the chat saying, like Disney's been open for months.
Yeah.
Like
sorry.
No, Disney has procedures in place for a lot of stuff. No. So if it was a convention put on by Disney, I would feel a lot safer going, because I know
my friend James and his wife, and they took their kid to Disney World back in, I want to say June, and they said, or June or July, and they said, yeah, the protocols were fabulous. Like they kept people distancing, the amount of people on the rides were, and he said, they felt very comfortable being at the park.
I do have a modest proposal for any Disney-owned theme park, any comic convention. This goes directly to Mike's point in the chat about how hard it is to force vaccinations. You partner with the CDC to get vaccines, and you have a station set up that is, get your COVID vaccine here. And then for the people that bristle at that, you have a separate station that says, get the super soldier serum here. Right. And then good. You know, I'm not going to get the COVID vaccine. Woo, Captain America. And then you walk in, get the jab of the arm. Good to go.
I'm on board for that.
Yeah.
Well, I think, conventions is going to be a touch and go thing. But I definitely look forward to going back. I like conventions.
So do I.
So let's go on to our question of the day that brought to us by Clay's just in time to bring Clay back. But this week it's brought by no, not by you, Pink Shark. Get out of here.
And
Get out of here. Go get some food. This, our question of the week, our question of the day. Question of the day. It's brought by Josh. He came up with this question. With two former Bonds in the DCEU now, Doom Patrol's Timothy Dalton and Black Adam's Pierce Brosnan, which characters would we want other Bond actors to play?
I got a list.
So let me go to Josh first, since it's his question, and he sent me a graphic.
I did.
So
I have a stupidly ridiculous answer that I love.
Let me know when this should go up, because I don't know who this person is.
Yeah. No, this is. Go ahead and show it. This is
this one, I think. Yeah.
Is that right? That is the OG James Bond, Barry Nelson. He played Bond in a TV show before any of the films, even the David Niven film, was made. The original Casino Royale. And fun fact, if you've seen The Shining, he is the manager that hires Jack Nicholson.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But I picked him because look at that face and tell me, is he not perfect as Al Pratt, the original Adam?
oh,
Wow, that is a good one.
Yeah.
That is
So
good.
that's my pick. That's my pick.
Wow. Okay, I didn't put him on my list, but looking at that, I thought Booster Gold.
Oh, I can see that too.
That's funny, because
I
I was thinking Ted Cord.
Oh, yeah. I almost went Wildcat. He has that, like, he's just like stocky. Like, he has that kind of like stocky.
He has to be Wildcat, but also in a black and white picture.
Right.
Josh, was that the only one you had?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it. I just had one.
So I have one because I've only watched the recent Daniel Craig movies for Bond films. So Daniel Craig is my James Bond, and he's the one I wanted to cast in something because it could happen. Because it could happen, mainly, right? And then as I was thinking, I was like, who would I like to see him as? And then I thought, Vandal Savage.
Oh, that is good.
I want
That
Craig
is so
to be,
good.
That's good.
I don't know what kind of
Vandal?
story.
wait, who's Vandal? Connery, you said?
Daniel Craig. Daniel Craig.
Daniel
is
Craig.
Vandal Savage.
I love it. I think that's great.
I think they could. Yeah, I don't know. Like
I went with a
seems
hero for
menacing.
him.
I think he could be menacing. I know. I was looking for a hero, and then I was like, wait, Doctor Doom's not in the DCEU, but I would love to see Daniel Craig as Doctor Doom.
That would be cool too.
But yeah, I think Vandal Savage. I was like a villain. I think he's been a hero long enough. Let's turn him to the other side. Kyle, since Clay has a few, I'll let Kyle go first if he has an answer for this.
Yeah, hold on one second. So I just put a link in. I'm going to go with Roger Moore, not even as an actual human character, but because of his bravado, the way the way he acts out his performance as Bond, the ape version of the Ultra Humanite.
Whoa. Where the
what a deep cut. My God.
Yeah, Kyle pulling the deep cut.
Well, again, I want to pull. I mean, I read the, I just reading, knowing the character, but also watching his version, Bruce Timm's version on the Christmas episode of the Justice League. That just the way that comes off, I can almost see the bravado that Moore would do as Bond, and even later characters as the Ultra Humanite. I think he could play that. Like you do CG, but you do he does he could have done like the stop motion and does the voice for the character. I
like that. I like that a lot. I mean, yeah, you're right. Maybe Pierce Brosnan could. I mean, maybe Daniel Craig could voice someone.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't have to be a human form.
What if? I just had one for Craig, and then it went away. Never mind. Ignore me.
All right, Clay.
All right. Well, I went through all of them. So anyone who is
including Nelson.
No, I didn't do Nelson. But
okay. All right.
I have David Niven.
You do have David Niven. All right.
So I do have David Niven. David Niven looks like Elongated Man to me. He looks like he would play a great plastic hero, like the Elongated Man.
Yep.
Doing, mysteries with the wife, him and Sue running around solving crimes. George Lazenby has already played someone in the DC.
Wait, hold on. Don't leave from Elongated Man. I was behind. This takes a second, Clay.
Oh, okay.
Jeez, I'm not a machine. Oh God. Don't tap. Whatever.
You're not a machine. I thought we said we were all replicants.
There we go.
We're just
Elongated
here to
Man.
talk about comics.
I like that. I type Elongated Man and even Google like, did you mean Plastic Man?
Poor Elongated Man. He will never get the
Yeah.
respect he deserves.
You don't get no respect.
Or
I tell you
Plastic
what.
Man for that matter.
Yeah. Do you have a picture of George Lazenby? Did you want to pull one up? Do you want to pull up one for each one? Because I'm going to go through each one.
I'll
But-
pull up the characters. I won't pull up the actors because I don't know how to spell names.
George Lazenby was in the Superboy TV series and
Oh.
played Jor-El.
Really?
So bring him back. Have him play Jor-El.
Damn,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
I like
yeah,
that.
and that was in 1990. So that was that short-lived TV series they
Sure,
had.
there's like 4 seasons.
It was 4 I thought
syndicated
there was-
one.
No, they had like 2 or 3 different actors playing Superboy.
Okay, I think that's why I want to mentally break it up and think it's different shows.
Hold on, I'm looking it up.
I am gonna. I'm
yeah,
gonna
4
go ahead and
seasons, 100 episodes.
Fuck, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Roger Moore. I went with the fun Roger Moore from Cannonball Run, where a guy who thinks he's Roger Moore,
Oh.
and I picked the Riddler. I think he would be a
Oh.
great Riddler, and a toned down, but just enough to be a little crazy. I like that level. I don't like the Jim Carrey over the top is going to be the highest level of Riddler. I think whenever you go to do it again, you kind of bring it down a notch or two because
I don't know.
he's too over the top in that role.
Yeah, no, the perfect is still always going to be Frank Gorshin, in my opinion.
Yeah. He's pretty awesome.
He's from '66, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Who we putting up? There he is. I
Yeah,
think. Yeah.
nice.
Go watch Cannonball Run and Roger Moore's performance in that.
You know, I'm gonna.
I can't believe I'm recommending this in 2021, but yeah.
I'm
I was gonna say I have not said to myself I need to rewatch Cannonball Run in like 30 years, if that.
I've been inside for a long time. I've rewatched Cannonball Run.
I'm gonna go ahead and say no to that, Clay. But thank you. Thanks for the rec.
Missing out.
Hey, it's probably the first film to feature outtakes during the credits. So
The
what?
best credit
Outtakes?
sequence.
My
Yeah.
favorite.
yeah.
No, I bet that
Um,
was a Jackie Chan movie for sure.
What?
Daniel
Pretty
Craig.
sure Cannonball Run was first. Sorry.
Oh, that's
Sorry.
good. No, Daniel Craig is the next one I cast, and I see him as a hero. I see him as an Alan Scott type.
Oh, that would be
That'd
good.
be interesting.
Yeah, I see
Yeah.
him as like a leader among GLs. And really, Sean Connery, the last Bond. There's only one person he could play now, and that would be Fate from the picture. Pull the picture back up.
Oh, dear God, no.
You're
In the
right.
90s Dr. Fate is what I want Sean Connery to play with a full wig. It's gonna be a little Zardoz type costuming, but Fate from the 90s.
Oh, geez. Wrong one. No,
good.
That's Alan Scott. What's happening? I've lost control.
Those are my bonds.
Okay, I want to go back and finish up 2 more.
Okay, sure.
I was thinking, but when you said, when Josh had mentioned, or it was you that said, oh my God, I can't believe, who was your pick, Daniel? I'm blanking.
Daniel
out.
Craig?
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
Vandal Savage? Vandal Savage.
I was thinking Sean Connery for Vandal Savage might have worked, but then I started thinking about, what about Sean Connery for Ra's al Ghul?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
The Heart of the Demon.
Yeah.
That was a terrible Scottish accent.
But
That
then,
would be great now. Now I want that.
and then
Yeah.
George Lazenby, I'm gonna go Justice Society. What about if he played Wesley Dodds?
Oh,
Oh, I like that.
Sandman.
Ooh.
Sandman.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Okay,
Great.
I'm good.
I like that a lot.
If anyone watching or watching live or watching afterwards, if you have a pick, let me know. Oh, I see what Kyle just said. I see what you want me to. Hold on. We can't not share this.
No, this is me.
Oh, the Josh
This is
said that?
yeah. This is Connery as Fate.
Oh, you see it.
There we go.
Oh, I
For
see
our
it.
audio listeners, it's Connery from Zardoz wearing very little material, but he's got buckles.
He's wearing what I call is the ball sack. It's just a sack that kind of holds your wedding tackle.
I don't think that's a pouch.
You don't think it's a pouch?
I don't think that's a pouch.
I mean, it's a type of pouch.
Oof. All right, we lost whatever listeners were watching.
I think we just found the image for every '90s costume. Is Zardoz
Default man diaper?
Well, let's move on. Let's move on to our recommendations and close out the show. I can't believe we're doing this under 2 hours. We are killing it, guys.
We are. It's amazing.
All right, recommendations, and I'll go first because I don't know, because I want to. I'm gonna recommend. First of all, if you have not watched Invincible on Amazon Prime, as somebody that has never read the comic, I've never read the comic, and I was so surprised. I was like, all this stuff came out of left. Like, this is such a different story that I would have thought it was going to be. I had a little bit of inkling because obviously Invincible ran for so long that you were bound to hear about it, right? But yeah, like I'm super excited about watching this. 3 episodes dropped on. They actually dropped on Thursday night, like at 9. So I watched 2 of them because they're 42-minute episodes. Now I know a lot of people may not have Amazon Prime because Amazon's the devil too, but I have it, and I just.
But again, another streaming service.
But a lot of people probably have it and don't know it because again, Amazon Prime. So
exactly. Now the other thing. Well, let me finish on Invincible. It's such a cool concept. I think what's happening in the show, like you think you know what the story is going to be, but you really don't know. So I'm very excited. The next thing I want to recommend is an actual comic because comics come out next week, and it's actually 2 things that I haven't read, but I hope that they're going to be really good. The first one is this Silk comic, Silk #1. It's coming back. By Maureen Gu and Takeshi Miyazawa, Ian Herring. We haven't seen Cindy Moo in a long time, so I'm very excited that she's coming back.
Not true. I thought she was in the most recent thing where I swear to God she was a part of the Spider Group that was trying to help Peter when he was taking on Kindred.
Oh, I haven't read. Well, maybe that's why I haven't seen her because I'm not reading that Spider-Man series. And then also coming out this week, and this one I'm super excited for because I love this character. The new Beta Ray Bill comic is coming out this week by Daniel Warren Johnson, and I can't wait. And I don't have an image pulled up, so we're just gonna move on.
Zoom in on Clay.
Clay has it. Clay coming in clutch.
Yeah.
Yes.
Does he have the horse face on the cover? Because in the most recent issue of Thor, he's kind of lost the power.
Oh.
Why are his teeth so weird?
Because he's a horse.
Yeah.
There it is.
Okay, that looks awesome. Oh my God.
Beta Ray Bill against Bing Fang Foom.
I'm in. Holy shit.
With the symbiote thing in his forehead, so we know that he's probably being controlled by Null.
I'm so past this Venom stuff.
It's almost over.
Bing Fang Foom, though.
Yeah.
This is time you can bring a dragon in. I'm there.
Super rad. So I'm very excited. So go pick those 2 things up. Go watch Invincible. It's a fun ride. All right, Josh, do you want to go next? You sent me a thing, I think.
Yeah, sure. So a while back on a previous episode, I recommended a comic that had been kickstarted that I backed called Cities of Magic. And they just released their second kickstarted book that I also backed. It's a double-sized special, so it's issues 2 and 3. And it's an interesting book. It's sci-fi fantasy. It sort of plays around with a world in which magic is prevalent and relied upon, but you have a kind of splinter group that are anti-magic. So they just use guns and shit because they're like, we're not using that stupid magic stuff. It's a cool concept. And I just noticed if you go to Comixology on the homepage, if under Best of Indie, they have the first issue is featured. It's $3. And then this double-sized issues 2 and 3 is not yet on Comixology, but you can get it directly from their Gumroad page, which I put a link to. It's $10, I think, for the PDF. It's by Jacob Free and Will Tempest, and it's a nice, fun, interesting read. I dig it.
Okay, yeah, I'll put the link on the. You know me, guys. I'll put the link on the notes, probably. Very likely.
Well, wait, it's there.
Okay, cool.
I added it.
All right, Kyle.
If anybody still wanted to see anything kind of cool, TV series Disney based, The Mighty Ducks episode 1 has aired, and I'm looking forward to this because, like I said, it kind of like I was telling them, it kind of shows you it's a new generation of unpopular kids trying to form a hockey team because the current Mighty Ducks team are the bullies. They go to find the ice rink where Gordon Bombay is now running the place. He's become jilted, hating hockey, and I think it's going to be basically his tenure of kind of eventually becoming the coach for the team and eventually finding his way back into the love of world of hockey. So it was, like I said, if you're a fan of the Mighty Ducks movies and you're a fan of, let's say, a Cobra Kai on Netflix, then this will be a good show to watch in the next couple weeks.
Can I just add? I happened to, I don't know, like on Facebook there was a video interview with Emilio Estevez. Mm-hmm. I did a double take because he is turned into his father.
Yeah,
he looks identical to Martin Sheen now. It is weird. Go look him up. I sounded like, why is Martin Sheen talking about the Mighty? Oh my God, it's Emilio Estevez. It's so bizarre.
Now he does look like his dad now, especially as an older age.
Yeah.
And here, if for anybody that hasn't seen the Mighty Ducks or know anything about it, here's the premise of the show. So if you're the Mighty Ducks, you either die here or live long enough to
become a villain.
So that's a good pitch. I'm watching that. I watched it as well. And
yeah, I mean, especially it gives me more than just a Falcon and Winter Soldier to look forward to each week now.
Yeah.
It's so weird getting this much comic book entertainment.
Yeah. Let's go to Clay because I don't know what he said.
It's slacks. It's a pair of murdering pants.
Oh my God.
Shudder.
Is it by this?
I'm out.
You're out. It's so hilarious.
Is it by the same person that did that horror movie with the homicidal tire?
Oh no! I think this is. I think in the trailer I dropped in the show notes, it says it's from the people who did Turbo Kid. Did you see Turbo Kid?
Yes. Yeah.
And it is. It looks campy. It has some funny stuff, but the story I kind of get, and where it's a pair of killer pants, and it's so like, and you when you guys were talking about Cannonball Run and what they do at the end of this movie, they show. Do what?
We brought it up.
We're talking about Cannonball Run.
Hey, we're gonna have a whole episode about Cannonball Run. God damn it!
Oh dear God!
And 2?
Yeah.
Wasn't there
and the knockoffs, the Gumball Rally, and there was a couple other movies that were similar in vein. But my recommendation for a movie is on Shudder. It's called Slacks. I dropped the trailer link in the show notes. It's about a pair of killer pants. And it has a good mythology and origin story, and it is hilarious. And during the credits, you will see the pants magic. They show you how they make the pants magical, and the pants have teeth. It's all kinds of weird shit. It's funny.
Sorry, I spoiled it, but I think Kyle's
recommendation.
He's hinting at a birthday present, maybe.
Maybe if you guys want to, this would be awesome.
That is cool.
NECA Action Figures is releasing Gargoyles, and they just released the first images for Goliath. Look at that.
Look at that.
That is
Oh,
cool.
Oh my god.
look at that beauty.
That is pretty awesome.
NECA does some
God.
amazing work.
They do. They
How
do
much
some-
is that?
If it's like any of the other figures, probably going to be around the 20 to 30 range.
Yeah, they
Oh,
don't
that's
even
not
have a
bad.
price.
Yeah, that's.
I mean,
really
I
good.
have a couple of the Godzilla figures, and those are only like maybe you can pay them at like Target for like 20, 25.
That's so cool.
That's right. I've
super
seen
cool.
those.
Yeah. I mean, if that's like in the 25 range, I may have to pick it up when come October.
Yeah.
All right. Do we have anything else that's part of the actual show? Oh, somebody wants to say goodbye. Bye. Bye, King Shark.
Bye. Bye, King Shark.
Bye.
Here,
You know, I have to say, I'm looking forward to Stallone's first Oscar as King Shark. It's gonna be really amazing.
He already got it.
Well deserved.
Rocky.
And
He got an Oscar.
Shut up.
His first superhero Oscar.
Yes, exactly.
an Oscar that we care about, not the. Oh, I saw somebody draw. So, did you guys see the King Shark poster?
yeah.
That they dropped. Here, let me share it.
No.
So they dropped a bunch of posters for all the characters. So this is King Sharks, but
Just
somebody
have a
went
pair
in
of
and photoshopped it and put the Rocky trunks on with gloves. I'll look for it and shoot it out. So follows it next issue.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I love
like
it.
how people are complaining the fact he doesn't have his hammerhead head. I'm like, going, who cares? He's had so many different forms in the comic books.
Well, and if you have any questions about any choices in the design of anything King Shark related, James Gunn did a whole thread on Twitter as to
Yeah.
why he picked the things he did. He did say the hammerhead would be too weird because the eyes are on the side of the head, so
Yeah.
interacting with other actors would be a weird thing to shoot.
Not even that. He's a Great White in the Flash TV series. So what does it make a difference if he's a Great White in the damn movie?
Yeah, he's a great white in Harley, right?
I love the
Yeah.
animated version where he's just kind of this giant monster with this metal
Yeah.
jaw.
Oh, I mean,
Goes
that
in
one.
and out. Yeah.
The Arkham Assault on Arkham has a cool King Shark.
Yes.
All right, I think we're about to wrap up. So first, I want to thank everyone that is watching live. We really appreciate that. If you stop by at any moment, make sure to hit the like, subscribe, leave a comment after all this stuff. It really helps with algorithm and YouTube stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed the first live show. I think it went without any actual big hitches or anything like that.
Yeah.
No, there were no problems
So
except my voice and face. But other than that,
yeah, but it's okay. We have.
We're
We
all
can
going to
always-
appear as sharks next
We
week.
can always fix that.
right. Just deep fake me. Let's just do that. That'll work.
Careful. They'll put you.
Yeah, actually, please don't deep fake me. That's
Yeah.
gonna really weird me out.
So yeah, thanks for everybody for watching. I want to thank my co-host. We, for the show, I think it was a fun thing that we do. I don't know that we'll do this every week live, but we'll do live as anytime we can. Really.
Yeah.
So just
You,
stay
you
subscribed.
can see us fall apart.
Yeah. Subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on stuff. Because we really enjoy talking comics, and it's really nice to get some feedback from the audience and see what you guys are talking about and all that. But yeah, like, subscribe. We'll put some of these highlight pieces of the podcast on YouTube throughout the week. We're shooting a trailer reaction right now, actually, after this. So because Clay brought up a trailer that he wants us to watch.
He brought it up.
No, that was Kyle.
Aquarium of the
Kyle's
Dead.
telling us
damn
about
it.
Oh, Kyle, yeah. Sorry.
Aquarium of
Yeah,
the
give
Dead.
credit where credit's due.
When it's a weird movie, I default to Clay.
About slacks.
So,
It's about a pair of killer pants.
God.
so yeah, like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. And then for our audio listeners, thank you for listening. We'll just
Damn it.
Are we gonna get a movie called Slash Killer Grass? I mean, come on. Do we need?
It's already called Killer Bong.
Killer Bomb. All right. Well, before we dive into any more killer things, we'll get out of here now. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Hail Bebo.
Bebo loves you.
I have nothing